Hello, in today's video, I'm going to talk about a fairly new sweetener that's quickly grown in popularity, monk fruit sweetener, and whether it's a low-calorie sweetener you should consume or stay away from. So, to start, what is monk fruit sweetener specifically? Monk fruit sweetener comes from the monk fruit extract. It is sometimes referred to as monk fruit extract, also known as lao han, gao, swingle fruit, or Buddha fruit. The monk fruit is a greenish-brown little round melon grown in South China and North Thailand. It comes from the Serratia grosvenori swingle plant and is named after monks who first cultivated it centuries ago. In China, monk fruit has long been used for medicinal purposes. However, it wasn't until 2010 that the FDA approved it as a sweetener safe for consumption, so it is fairly new to the U.S. market. Monk fruit, a member of the Cucurbitaceae family, the gourd family, naturally contains sugars, mainly in the form of fructose and glucose. It is intensely sweet due to its antioxidants called mogrucides. Mogrucide V, a Pacific type, is the main sugar of monk fruit sweetener. It makes up more than 30% of the sweetener and is responsible for its sweetness. Some find that monk fruit has an unpleasant aftertaste, but many find it pleasant and less bitter than other low-calorie sweeteners. Beyond Southeast Asia, where it's grown, monk fruit is difficult to find, but it generally is not consumed fresh, since it gets rancid soon after it's harvested. In some Asian markets, you may find dried monk fruit, which is often used in tea and herbal treatments. Due to the challenges of obtaining monk fruit, as well as processing it, it tends to be an expensive sweetener compared to others. Monk fruit sweetener is created by first producing an extract. This is done by removing the skin and seeds of the fruit, then crushing the fruit to draw out the juice. Hot water is added and the solution is filtered. Next, the mogrucides are separated from the solution. This removes nearly all of the fructose and glucose from the sweetener, making it a zero-calorie product. After extraction, the sweetener is either transformed into a liquid, creating monk fruit syrup, or powder, creating monk fruit sugar. Because the monk fruit extract is often up to 250 times sweeter than conventional sugar, some manufacturers mix the sweetener with other products, such as dextrose, erythritol, and inulin to reduce its sweet potency. With that, only a small amount is needed to get the desired sweetness from a food or drink. As mentioned, monk fruit sweetener comes in many forms. In powdered form, it comes in pure and combined varieties. It can be white to resemble conventional granulated sugar, or light brown to resemble raw granulated sugar. It can also come in a white powder to resemble confectioner's sugar. Since the sweetener is suitable to use at high temperatures, it's a common ingredient in many baked goods. And unlike the actual fruit, monk fruit sweetener can last up to 3 years if stored in a tightly sealed container, away from heat sources, and in a cool and dry place. Monk fruit sweetener is used for, you guessed it, to sweeten food and drinks. It's also used to enhance flavor and is sometimes a component in sweetener blends. The most notable thing about monk fruit sweetener is that it's a natural sweetener with no artificial chemicals added to its final product if it is not blended with other sweeteners such as dextrose, erythritol, and inulin. It's 0 calories, so those wanting to reduce their sugar intake often use the sweetener as a substitute. Common foods that contain monk fruit sweetener, or that people add the sweetener to, are coffee, tea, juices such as lemonade, hot cereals such as oatmeal, smoothies, frostings, yogurt, salad dressings, sauces, ice cream, baked goods, and desserts. Currently, there are a few popular brands of monk fruit sweetener, such as monk fruit in the raw, Lakanto, Splenda monk fruit sweetener, Whole Earth, and Sweet Leaf. These products produce the sweetener in granular and liquid forms. The research on monk fruit sweetener on health is currently inconclusive. This doesn't mean that monk fruit sweetener is unsafe for consumption, it just means that it's still new to the market, so more research, especially on humans, is needed to confirm if it has any negative effects on health with frequent and long-term consumption. As of now, there are no known or reported side effects of regular consumption of monk fruit sweetener. The Food and Drug Administration, FDA, labels the sweetener as GRAS, which means generally recognized as safe for everyone, even pregnant women and children. Nevertheless, there has been several animal studies that have shown positive effects of monk fruit sweetener. Animal and test tube studies suggest that the sweetener may prevent cancer cell growth. Though it's unclear how, they found in one study that the mogracides suppressed leukemia cell growth as well as skin tumors in mice. Another study found that the sweetener reduced blood sugar and insulin levels in rats. Rats with type 2 diabetes were fed yogurt with monk fruit extract and eventually exhibited improvements in blood sugar regulation and significant decreases in insulin resistance compared to those fed yogurt with conventional sugar. But it's important to note that a similar human study didn't show such an effect. And yet, another test tube study on bacteria suggested that monk fruit mogracides may act as prebiotics to promote the growth and activity of good bacteria in the digestive tract. In the study, they found that gut bacteria could break down mogracide V or mogracide 5 into secondary mogracides that have antioxidant properties. The mogracides would then encourage the growth of good bacteria like Bifidobacterium and Lactobacillus. Another benefit is they would reduce bad bacteria like Clostridium XIVA or Clostridium 14A. They may also help increase the growth of short-chain fatty acids. Again, this study was not done on humans, so more research is needed to solidify monk fruit sweetener's gut-promoting properties. Other potential benefits that studies have pointed out of monk fruit sweetener are its antibiotic properties, such as fighting candida, anti-inflammatory properties, ability to relieve sore throats, coughs, constipation, fever reducer, act as a coolant, fight infections, free radicals, fatigue, and more. A notable benefit is monk fruit sweetener's effect on weight loss and diabetes. Since it's 0 calories, many believe it can reduce one's total calorie intake, but there are no studies confirming its effects on weight loss. For diabetes management, as mentioned, monk fruit sweetener does not raise sugar levels since it has no calories or carbs. Research on mice found that the extract may reduce blood sugar levels. When diabetic mice consumed the extract, they experienced less oxidative stress and had lower blood sugar levels than those who didn't consume the extract. This may be due to the sweetener not being absorbed into the bloodstream. Again, most of these studies done on this sweetener has been on animals, not humans. It's important to mention that these studies use high amounts of monk fruit extract than what the average person would consume at a time. So it's unclear if dosage matters when it comes to experiencing these health benefits. And with this being a fairly new product, more research and studies on humans are needed to confirm the benefits and potential side effects of consuming monk fruit extract long term. Despite the positive health effects associated with monk fruit extract, it is heavily emphasized that more studies, especially human studies, are needed to confirm the benefits of consuming monk fruit sweetener. While the FDA considers the sweetener generally recognized as safe for consumption, other health authorities have some pushback. The European Food Safety Authority, EFSA, stated in 2019 that data was insufficient for them to conclude the safety of using monk fruit extract in food. However, the safety of monk fruit extract has been confirmed safe by health agencies in China, Japan, Australia, New Zealand, and Canada. They allow it as table sweetener packets only. The Food Standards Australia, New Zealand, FSA, and Z cites a history of safe use in China, Canada, the US, and Japan, with no evidence of negative effects on humans consuming up to 60 milligrams of monk fruit extract per kilogram of body weight per day. And in animal studies, they found consuming large amounts of monk fruit extract, up to 7,000 milligrams of the extract per kilogram of body weight per day, led to no negative effects on the animals. Though the research and studies have found no negative health effects of consuming monk fruit extract, some have pointed out potential allergic reactions to it, especially if one is allergic to gourds, such as pumpkins, melons, squash, and cucumbers. If you are allergic to these foods, you may be allergic to monk fruit sweetener as well. Some signs of an allergic reaction include hives, rash, breathing problems, rapid or weak pulse, swollen tongue, dizziness, diarrhea, stomachache, vomiting, and wheezing. Lastly, if you have a pancreas that produces too much insulin, monk fruit sweetener may increase insulin secretion since it contains mucosides. So, with what's known about monk fruit sweetener, should you consume it? I say yes, it's okay, but it's likely better to consume it moderately. I would caution consuming monk fruit extract if you have gastrointestinal problems such as dyspepsia or GERD, and if you suspect you have an allergy to monk fruit sweetener or gourds, I would avoid this sweetener as well. When choosing to consume monk fruit sweetener, such as to add it to food and drink, pay attention to the ingredient list. There are some monk fruit sweeteners that are mixed with other controversial sweeteners such as erythritol and dextrose. Go for pure monk fruit sweetener where monk fruit is the only ingredient. There are even some manufacturers who label their product as pure monk fruit sweetener that contain additional ingredients, so it's really important to read the ingredient list to make sure that's the case. For products that contain monk fruit sweetener, make sure the company is using pure monk fruit extract. This may not always be easy to find out, but there are companies out there who are transparent about their ingredients. Again, be mindful of the amount of monk fruit sweetener you consume and see how you respond to it. Since it's a new product, research is still ongoing. While it's considered an optimal choice for a healthy low-calorie sweetener, only time will tell if it will stay that way. And that's it. Thank you so much for watching. I hope I clarified what monk fruit sweetener is and its effects on health. If you found this video valuable, please like, comment, and share so others wanting to learn more about this low-calorie sweetener can discover this video. Subscribe for more whole food and nutrition videos, and until next time, take care.